Chapter 30, Chemtrails. According to Global Research, Americans have been guinea pigs for a variety of biological and chemical concoctions, courtesy of the United States military since the 1940s. These are the long puffy crisscrossing clouds that are spewed out from behind planes that don't seem to disappear. Independent tests have confirmed that nanoparticle toxic chemicals are inside the chemtrail spray and include those already listed, as well as yellow fungal mycotoxins, cadmium, polymer fibers, and desiccated blood and mold spores. Although there have been the obvious denials, the Free Thought Project reports a chemtrail confession by John A. Brennan, the director of the CIA. He says that stratospheric aerosol injection, say, has gained his attention. He said that stratospheric aerosol injection programs could limit global temperatures but say alone would not remove greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, Clifford Carnicom began documenting high levels of reactive barium salts falling from chemtrails. He claimed that these salts are making the Earth more conductive. Dave Dickey collected oil samples which tested for electrical conductivity, EC, 4.6 to 7 times higher than the permissible electrical conductivity of 1 in soils. This is producing signs of chlorosis in trees and plants. Trees and fish dying in California have also been related to high levels of barium and aluminium. At Lake Shasta, Francis Mangles, a retired oil conservationist who worked for the U.S. Forest Service, says that he blames pH levels 10 times the alkalinity of normal oil on increases in aluminium oxide. Allowable aluminium in drinking water is 50 units. Government action is required at 1,000 units. EPA-tested snow on Mt. Shasta showed aluminium at 61,100 units. In July 2001, California state officials couldn't explain why barium levels have almost doubled since 1991 when industrial barium pollution had almost vanished. Two Livermore scientists in 2002, based at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, told reporter Bob Fitrakis that they were involved in 2 aerial spraying programs where one spread aluminium oxide into the upper atmosphere to reflect incoming sunlight and to slow global warming. The other was to put down barium steroid aerosols for over-the-horizon military communications, 3D mapping and radar, just like the Russians have done with woodpecker. Soapy rainwater on the U.S. highways is a signature of barium salts, said one of the scientists. These scientists also confirmed that heart transmission from Alaska are being used to bend the jet stream. Did you notice earlier that I included desiccated blood in the list of what is being sprayed in the atmosphere? The blood contains dry red blood cells and NAR. NAR is a man-made synthetic version of DNA. This NAR enters the bodies of both humans and animals using nanotechnology, and it changes the DNA of both humans and animals. So the NAR is replacing and replicating our natural human cells, but nobody knows what with. Some of this spraying is under the guise of spraying against mosquitoes that are supposed to harbor the West Nile virus, as the spraying for this happened in Sacramento, Boston, New Orleans and Alabama using pesticides such as Anvil and Dibram. Makes you wonder if these incidences are just a cover in order to spray populations of people guinea pigs. The author Jim Mars cited a 2007 Louisiana TV station report as chemtrail evidence. The report showed that the air underneath the crosshatch of supposed chemtrails was measured and was found to have levels of barium at 6.8 parts per million, which is 3 times the U.S. nationally recommended limit. William Cooper highlights a case where malathion was being sprayed on population centers in California. It is a nerve gas that was developed by the Nazis during World War II to kill people. The excuse lie is that it was being used to kill the Mediterranean fruit fly, but it wasn't the orchards being sprayed but the people in towns. The planes were coming out of Evergreen in Arizona, a known government and suspected CIA base. Evergreen was one of the bases where drugs were flown in from Central America. The city of Pasadena passes a law making it illegal to spray malathion within its city limits. This law was ignored but the city took no action. The people of California revolted against the malathion spraying but the California governor stated that he had no power to stop it. Mentioning the spraying of population areas, William Cooper reminds the reader in his book about the San Francisco Bay Area having one of the highest cancer rates in the whole world. Dr. Eva Sneed highlights that this area was revealed as one of the primary test locations for the CIA's biological and chemical programs. This area was also a test area for Legionnaires' disease being released into the wind from a government-operated boat. Not only that, but this area was one of the 6 known inoculation sites for the CIA Project MK Naomi, AIDS. All because of the large homosexual population there. In an experiment designed to determine both attack and defense capabilities of biological weapons, a Navy ship blanketed San Francisco and its neighboring communities with a bacteria-laden fog for 6 days in 1950, according to U.S. military records. The records contain the conclusion that nearly every one of San Francisco 800,000 residents was exposed to the cloud released by Navy ships steaming up and down just outside the Golden Gate. The aerosol substance released by the ship contained a bacteria known as Serratia, which was believed harmless by the military at the time but which has been found since to cause a type of pneumonia that can be fatal, according to the Los Angeles Times.